5 is the time. It's Arch City now. I'm Vic Faust. Producer Rye in studio as well. Glad you guys are with us. I love where we are because at our studios in the Kirkwood area, J. Randolph Jr. Studios, I look out the window and it's funny watching guys work early in the morning, loading up ingredients, loading up products into the pasta house. It's like, dang, they're working early in the morning. But again, it's 6:05, I guess. Sun used to come up this early. Now it doesn't. Now it's getting later and later and later. And we don't have, I don't think it's until November, daylight saving time this year. I don't think it comes up till November. I remember looking at that. But anyway, it's dark. We're here. Dark 30 as we call it. You guys are with us. Thank you for being with us this morning. We take you to 8 o'clock for those who know. And then, of course, Hot Take Central 2.0 follows us. And then we do it again tomorrow, 6 a.m. All things St. Louis all the time and other stories that kind of coincide. We are glad that you're with us. And, of course, if there's a story, anything that you guys want to talk about, you let us know. You can give us a call if it's a story, 855-282-8255. Appreciate you guys being with us and letting us know what's happening in your neck of the woods. Big day, too, in the St. Louis area, not only from a weather standpoint, but also let's go Blues. Blues tonight, 6:30, the Wild. Looking forward to it. Wish I would have gotten tickets for this. I was going to, and then I was like, you know what? That's all right. We'll watch. We'll have a place to watch it. Also, an interesting NFL game I'd like to see tonight, too. So there's some other things that are going on. The Eagles hosting the Giants. Do I get excited about the Eagles? No. Are they the Super Bowl champs? Yes. Do I like them? No. Do I dislike them? No. They don't register for me, and that's fine. But I'd like to see Jackson Dart play. I want to watch him play. And their wild, crazy running back, Cam Scatterbo, who's going viral on AI, IG. You like him? You like the way he plays?
I like him and Jackson Dart.
Dude,
Jackson Dart is a dog.
He really is. I love. He's got such confidence, and it almost comes across as being arrogant, but he's not. He's not. It just he's like I don't feel pressure. I don't feel stress. He's like, I mean,
I love confident quarterbacks. I love arrogant quarterbacks too. I love Baker Mayfield type of QB.
I like Baker as well. Now a lot of people don't. Now he is arrogant.
Yeah,
and that's fine. Yeah, I like him.
He backs it up.
But Jackson's a different type to me. He's just like so legit. He's just like, no, I'm being honest. I don't feel pressure. And what was interesting about thinking about that and talking about him is that when I heard a quote that he had a couple of weeks ago, he literally told the New York press, I don't feel pressure. I really don't. You know, I'm going to go do what I need to do, and that's it. You know who it reminded me of on this opening day of the St. Louis Blues? When our goalie, Jordan Bennington, said, do I look nervous? I don't know if you remember this quote a few years back. And everybody's like, whoa. Jordan Bennington said, do I look nervous? No. Jordan Bennington on his day, same thing. So with Jackson Dart. Love it. Anyway, so you got that going on tonight as well. You can watch that. Baseball playoffs back up again today, too. I think there's some games. Let me check that really quick. It is Thursday, October 9th. I stayed up late night. Yeah, you've also got the Phillies and Dodgers playing tonight. And you've also got the Brewers and Cubs. The Phillies shocked the Dodgers last night. They stayed alive. Best of 5 series. First person to 3 wins. Dodgers were up 2-0. Won the first 2 games in Philly. They go back home. You think they're going to close it out? Not so fast, my friend. The Phillies win last night, forcing a game 4 today at 5:08. And then tonight at 8 o'clock, the Brewers and Cubs. The Cubs could have been taken out at home last night, but they come back and win. So you've got that going on. So lots of sports viewing pleasure tonight if you're interested in that. And, of course, we're grateful that you come in the show with us today. We've got a lot to talk about today. Some days, there are a few stories. Other days, there are lots of stories. And today, there's a lot of stories, a lot of things from a St. Louis standpoint, a St. Louis metro area standpoint. Also, from a standpoint of stories that might be national that still affect us here. And that's what we like to get to when it comes to that. But when it comes down to everything, it's the Blues opening their season tonight at Enterprise. It's been a while. And of course, we're excited about it. We're ready to talk about that. If you guys want to talk about Blues memories, if you want to talk about the season, the expectations, anything from that standpoint, you guys jump it on the show and we'll certainly do that. All right. As always, you jump it on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Once again, that's X, Facebook, and YouTube. Lots going on. You can chat with us there. Let us know what you want to do, what you want to talk about. And of course, talk with us, talk with others. And, it is what it is. We make things happen. And I do know this. The weather today looks freaking amazing. I don't think it could look any better. 73 and sunny. Once again, 73 and sunny. Tomorrow, like 76 and sunny. This is the time to enjoy the weather that we've been talking about and enjoying this fall and everything that it has to go with it. I can't wait. You've also got high school football going on tonight. I forgot about that in the area. We got to look up some of those games. You don't have an idea of who's playing tonight, right? Do you? High school football throughout the St. Louis area. I don't know. I'll look that up in just a second. There's so much to do. Like I said, when we had that, the Blues hockey, we've got, I'm looking it up right now really quick. Okay. We got it. So we'll get back to that too. All right. Still ahead on the show. Most of us have used Uber or Lyft or some sort of ride sharing service at some point in time. Well, Uber is going to unveil a helicopter service. That's right. We'll tell you what that is about. Would you consider it? I was looking for some of the pricing on that. We talk about traffic. I guess that would be great in cities like New York and LA and Chicago and Houston, Atlanta, where the roadways are absolutely packed. Yeah, give me a chopper, please. I'll jump in so you can avoid the traffic. That's where that all gets into. We'll tell you what the top college football coaches are making. This may blow your mind. How about NFL referees? You watch games. You ever wondered what referees make? We'll give you that too, especially as we watch so much football in this country. I was surprised, and I'm not going to tell you why, but I thought there were some surprising issues there. If you see flags flying at half staff, that's honoring the life of Chief Warrant Officer Andrew Coley. He was one of the 4 soldiers that were killed in a military helicopter crash back in September. He's from Sparta, Missouri. So we just want to make sure that you guys understood that. We'll get into that. You just never know where things are going to happen. It seems like there's always news happening at West County Mall. Doesn't there? At least recently. Yesterday, a 73-year-old man was hit in the parking lot. And the car took off. Literally took off. They found it. They found the car later. We'll let you know where. Out south. Very interesting. Ohio police make commenting on the Cardinal Ritter fan base. They're not playing around. They're coming right back at Cardinal Ritter, basically calling Cardinal Ritter and their parents liars after a pepper spraying incident that occurred last Friday night. Just a bad look all the way around. It's bad for the football team. It's bad for the school. It's bad for police. Nobody wins. Just unfortunate that people can't keep their tempers straight and those things go. Coaches have to be in charge of those kids. If they're not, you're going to have a problem. There was a horrible shooting last night. We don't talk about shootings ever, but man, you had 5 people shot last night at a balloon release for a homicide that had taken place. Then here comes the shooting. 5 people shot. 1 person died from their injuries last night. St. Louis. Yeah, that's going national today. And we wonder why businesses do not come to this area. Then I'm just going to call it how it is. It's frustrating when I see that. It is the Halloween season. It is haunted house season. And you have to be careful. And I don't know how this is even possible because a lot of times you're signing waivers before you're going into these haunted houses. Well, a woman got hurt in one in Kansas City. Now she's suing because she left with broken bones. That's can't make the stuff up. It's a story we'll get into as well today. There's also a woman over in the Central West End wearing, this is really good. We'll show you the video of this. She's wearing an Amazon vest and picking up packages and walking off with them. I mean, it's gutsy. She's doing it, but there's video of her, or at least there was. We'll see if she continues to do that, or if police can find out what's happening. Is the government shutdown hurting St. Louis Lambert International Airport? Also, if you're in the Creve Coeur area, be on the lookout for coyotes. The Creve Coeur Coyotes, baby. Sounds like a new youth hockey team.
Yeah, it literally sounds
or
like
a basketball team.
Yeah, it sounds like a little the church basketball.
The CCC.
Team. Yeah, CCC, baby. I think the first time I ever saw a coyote, I was in Blackjack.
Now, apparently there's coyotes all over the area. More coyotes this year.
Yeah.
Maybe not as concerned for you, but obviously your pets and young kids. You know, you just want to be you just want to be careful about that. So we'll get into that. On this Blues Day, where the Blues rank as an average NHL team value. Tom Stillman's doing all right. He's the owner of the Blues. I'll tell you that much. We'll tell you where they are. And the NHL is making more money. Players' contracts are going up. That's a good thing. It's happening. It's real. People like to watch, and you should. It's an exciting game with exciting players. Also, as I said, we had a lot going on today. The weight loss drugs, Ozempic and Wegovy, now you can get them at grocery stores. We'll tell you about where. This is really bizarre. It's how popular they've become. We'll set the NFL schedule for tonight, this week. All of those things happening. So you can see we got a lot going on. We'll jump into it. Appreciate you guys jumping in with us on the show as well. We usually like to pick up things from the night before, some of those sports things that happened in the area, just kind of seeing where you guys want to take the show. But last night, the Blue Jays wrapped up their series with the Yankees. I was actually rooting for the Yankees this year. I know a lot of people hate the Yankees. I got into them. I liked them. And unfortunately, the Blue Jays took them out. Congrats to Toronto. Easy breezy for Toronto last night. Also staying in the mix, the Cubs, they stayed alive. So the Cubs took care of business 2-1, or excuse me, that series is now 2-1. Game 4 is going to be in Chicago. Tigers stayed alive against the Mariners. They're 2-2. They have game 5 coming up. And then, of course, the Blue Jays beat the Yankees. That series is wrapped up. Toronto goes back to the American League Championship game for the first time in 9 years. And the Dodgers got got beat up by the Phillies 8-2. That means game 4 is scheduled. And when we talk about those games that are coming up and who's on and who's not, those games coming up today are as follows. Phillies and Dodgers playing game 4. Dodgers can wrap it up with a win. And then tonight, at 8 o'clock, the Cubs trying to stay alive against the Brewers and force a game 5 if they possibly can. And then game 5, this deciding game between the Tigers and Mariners, is coming up on Friday back in Seattle. The game 5s go back to the home team or the team who has the better seed in the series, and that will be Seattle. So they'll play on Friday from that standpoint. We were talking also what's happening tonight. You've got the NFL action. Philadelphia at the Giants, by the way. The Eagles a 7.5-point favorite. You know, I guess no surprise from that standpoint. They're a better team. The Giants are young. Giants were in pretty good position last week when Rise guy Cam Scadaboo fumbled a ball that was returned for a touchdown. But that's a young Giants team. Kind of exciting to watch. I'd like to watch the Giants and Eagles, some of that's going on tonight. But like I said, you got a lot going on tonight with all of these teams playing. When it comes to the NFL for this week, the other big game, I mean, we have a lot of fan bases throughout the St. Louis area since we don't have a team. The Chiefs are the predominant number one. They are. Chiefs don't play till Sunday night after their Monday night debacle loss to the Jags. They're hosting the Lions. This is the NFL for you. Lions 4-1 arguably look like the best team in the NFL. They do. Many team put them there. Even I was watching Stephen A. Smith the other even. He's like, I've got the Lions number one power team in the NFL. The Chiefs have not looked great. They're 2-3. Yet somehow they're a 2.5-point favorite against the Lions on Sunday night. And you tell me the NFL isn't scripted? Okay. We'll see where that goes. So that's the game on Sunday night with the Chiefs. You can follow that as well. But do you have something on that, Rye?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, are they at home?
Yeah, they're at home. They're at Arrowhead. Yeah, I guess that, but they're giving them the.
And they're 2-3. They have to win this.
And the officials may be there.
Yeah. Their 12th man their 13th man may be on the field.
That's funny. That's funny. That is funny.
They got the fans. They got the refs. Hey, they even have Roger Goodell. So just got to keep playing.
But anyway, if you guys want to jump in and talk Blues action as well, we can do that. It's all about you guys on this Thursday. You can give us a call, 855-282-8255. Once again, that's 855-282-8255. You can also jump in on Facebook, X. You can jump in on YouTube, talk to us, let us know what's happening, the stories that are out there, and so forth. Just so much going on, as we like to talk about throughout the area. Other stories making news today, as we like to talk about, some of the headlines. And of course, there's a lot going on this morning as we were talking about these things that are happening. And we'll get back and we'll cover, as you guys want to, the stories and the sports things from the local standpoint. But also when it comes to the news story, we've got, and I guess I hate, and I know hate's a strong word, but I hate to get into all the negative stuff that's out there that's happening, but sometimes you have to. The shootings, somehow, that just got to stop. You've got to take it serious, man. You literally have a balloon drop last night, or a balloon release in the St. Louis area, and it's interrupted by more gunfire. You had a homicide already. The community comes out to mourn, just like something you'd see on some sort of Hollywood movie. And, 5 people get shot, or 4 people get shot, one dies again. And that'll be making national headlines all over the area. So then you're like, well, how can you stop it? If you can, does more policing help? Does more police around? Obviously, police can be a deterrent, but is that going to stop it? All of those questions all of a sudden come to the forefront of what's going on. What are you going to do? How are you going to make things better? Thanks for jumping in on the chat line today as well, guys. Charlie, Donna, Linda, Ben, good morning. Happy Thursday to you as well, Linda. Happy Thursday to you, Donna. Donna says good morning to you as well, producer Rye. Happy Blues Day. Thought it said happy birthday. I thought it was your birthday. When is your birthday, Rye? So we don't forget that.
Oh, my birthday already passed. It's in June.
Okay, we'll catch you next June, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Happy Blues Day is exactly what it is. 6:30 tonight when it comes to the St. Louis Blues. And we'll talk more about that when we come back from the break. Get into their team value, what they're actually worth right now. They're going onward and upward, as they should, especially in a town like St. Louis, where you don't have the NBA, you don't have the NFL. The baseball team wasn't that great this year. Soccer team hasn't been that great, but they're still doing well. They put on a pretty good game experience, and they're selling tickets. All of those things jump in from that standpoint. But you want to see our city do well, but the shootings, and I know they happen in every big city, but it's been bad, especially recently. what is it? Is it just turf wars, gang violence? And I hate seeing it. It's the same groups of people all the time that are getting hurt, and it shouldn't be that way. And, it gets into a lot of issues that we're not breaking down today on the show. It's not the time, the place, the topics for the show, but somehow, some way, there's got to be a way to get to people to stop it. And it's usually younger people as well. Emotions running wild, guns thrown all around, and we're going to take control of whatever we need to take control of. And then, of course, another life lost this morning, which just upsets the heck out of me. Do I get to this story now? Got a couple minutes here. By the way, just want to remind you, you can jump in on X, YouTube, and Facebook. X, YouTube, and Facebook. If there's stories or shout outs, businesses, charities, whatever, events happening this weekend, let us know. 855-282-8255. We're here, myself, producer Ryan, every morning, Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. Bring it to you as strong as we possibly can. It's going to be a beautiful day throughout the St. Louis area and for the week. We'll talk a little Mizzou football as well. 73 and sunny today, 76 and sunny tomorrow, like 79 and sunny on Saturday. Just such a positive weather experience as we go into the second week of October. And it feels like this. So let's count our blessings because we know it'll be really cold before too long. And yes, we will get snow at some point in time. It'll be here. So just enjoy what we have going on right now. I know I am. Hey, you can jump in on your comments. We'll try to read those as well on Facebook and X. We try to get to them all to recognize you guys. If there's any shout out you want to give, you can do it there as well. Hot Take Central 2.0 is coming up today from 8 to 10 o'clock with the former St. Louis Blue, Cam Jansen. He and Cardinals broadcaster Jim the Cat Hayes. Follow us every day in this studio from 8 to 10 o'clock. Of course, from 11 to 1, it's Charlie Tuna. Of course, to check out all of the programming that we have throughout the day. It's easy. You just go to luinfo.com. Once again, that's luinfo.com. That's the website. You can check out all the content, the live content that we have as well that we bring to you on a daily basis. So lots of viewing sports from that standpoint tonight. Also, the other thing that we like to talk about when it comes to some of the stories, when we get back, we'll come right back from the break. We're going to tell you what the Blues are worth right now on this Blues Thursday. We'll do that segment about sports, what the Blues are worth. The amount of money that college football coaches are making right now will blow your mind, and especially for the success that some of them are having. If you're a college football fan or involved in sports, you know they make a lot of money. But just wait until you hear the totals, the business that it is. And then we'll tell you the salaries of NFL referees. Might be interesting. See those guys, what they do. They used to have jobs in the offseason as well. Some of them do too, I think. But we'll break that down for you. Plus, we'll tell you about this new Uber in the air. Air Uber to get around traffic. That's right. Helicopters. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay. We'll take a quick break, guys. Thanks for being with us here. This is Arch City Now, Vic Faust, producer Rye. We are your Lou Information Station. We are live and on demand at luinfo.com. Don't go anywhere. Share the show. If you want to share anything, let us know. We'll be right back right after Thanks for getting back into the show. Thanks for jumping on this morning. Bright and early, sun starting to rise throughout the St. Louis area. 6:35 is our time. Producer Rise here. I'm Vic Faust. Jump in the show. You guys are on as well. The show is about you, the people's platform. You can jump in at X, YouTube, and Facebook. We love it when you do. Talk with us. We'll talk with you. We'll get things rocking and rolling as we try to most of these mornings. Okay. It's a Blues Day. Happy Blues Day. They take on the Wild tonight, 6:30. The start of the season is finally here. Lots of hype regarding the team. There is. And I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. So I went to our expert, our resident Blues expert, the former Blue himself, Cam Jansen. And I said, is there too much hype around this team? It just seems like, they didn't get out of the first round of the playoffs last year. Granted, they played well. They were shorthanded, dealing with some injuries, playing a very good Winnipeg team. They hung in there. But I'm like, they didn't get out of the first round last year, but we're acting like this is a Stanley Cup team, or at least that's my feeling. He's like, Vic, it's fine. He's like, no, the expectations need to be there. This is a really good mix of veterans and youth, and they're really talented players. I'm like, okay, game on. I'm in, brother. I am in, so I'm excited about it. We need something to feel good about in St. Louis when it comes to our sports as well. So we've got that going on. We're ready to get things going with you this morning. Jump in, Facebook, X, and YouTube. We'll talk with you. We'll get that stuff going. The Wild tonight, 6:30 start time. If you're going to the game, try to get there a little early if you can. I know work and traffic can be a nightmare at certain points, but it gives you a chance to really walk around, or give yourself a chance to walk around, even if it's during a period, to check out the venues that they have for food and the new things that we talked about yesterday. Lots of new food options. And the same but great ones still there as well. So enjoy it. Enjoy the Blues tonight as they try to bring home a victory. Speaking of the Blues, we told you we'd get into this. This is how much the Blues are now worth. It's a lot. And I'm glad to see it from a hockey standpoint, because when you look at what the Blues are worth compared to league average, they're a little bit down. But here's what they're worth. The Blues have now reached $1.5 billion in estimated worth. In estimated worth. That's pretty damn good. But when you look at the whole league's average, check this out. The NHL teams, so the Blues have reached a $1.3 billion value, an estimated value. That's among a slate of NHL Hockey League teams whose average is about $2.1 billion. So the Blues, this shocked me. This is what I was talking about. You think about our fan base. You think about the excitement that you see here. We're not a big city. I get it. But the Blues only ranked 26th in value out of 32 teams. 26th. I thought they would have ranked higher. I did. I thought they would have ranked higher in value. Now, the report that came out said the Blues ranked 26 in value among 32 teams, but they saw their value rise 18% from last year. And if you're a business and you're running an operation and your business jumps up 18% in 1 year, you're happy. You're going the right direction. That is a good trend. 18%. This is all according to Sportico, which published the estimates last week. Obviously, the NHL season began just a couple days ago. The Blues start their season tonight at Enterprise. Always a terrific venue to watch against the Wild. So when they were estimating the values of these teams, what they did was they did it from publicly available information and financial records. So it vets information with team owners and others for accuracy in the financial website. So here's what it is. The team average value in the NHL right now is $2.1 billion. The Blues, from a business standpoint, 1.53, 26 out of 32 teams. So they're below, I repeat, below average. They're below average. But they're on the rise. So the team average value of $2.1 billion is 17% higher than the Sportico estimates from last year. That just shows you where the NHL is going. 17% higher. The Blues 18% up from last year. And get this, here's where hockey's headed. And this is why, if you're a hockey fan, you should be excited about it. I don't know if prices will go up. Who knows? We'll see. But it's also up 100% higher than 2022. The average team value was $1.1 billion in 2022. Look at how fast that sport is growing. The NHL worth basically $1 billion in 2022. At the start of the 2025-2026 year, you're now looking at $2.1 billion. And you doubled your league worth in 3 years. Congratulations, NHL. People may not want to give Gary Bettman credit. Somebody's doing something right because the value of the game is growing. And we certainly know we're doing our part in St. Louis, especially with all the former Blues who are just freaking phenomenal. I covered sports for a long time. I've been in news the whole time. I've been in Detroit. Oh, hockey city, hockey town, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, Detroit people, if you're listening. You had Stanley Cups as well. I'm telling you, when it comes to the former Blues and sticking around in a community and being personalities and promoting and charity and getting out in front of the people, there's nobody better. There isn't. I mean, you look at the men in town who are doing the things that they're doing. Our own Cam Jansen, Kelly Chase, God bless his soul and everything that he's been going through. Brett Hull, Twist out and about all over the place. Like Jamie Rivers, I mean, phenomenal. Haven't met Jamie yet, somehow, some way. Just heard what a phenomenal. I love seeing him, listening to him, watching him. But the Blues, what they do in this community is second to none. And that's another reason why you see what's happening with the fan base and why we get so damn excited. I mean, the Blues fans have been that way for a long time. Yeah, we want win. We want wins. We want to win. And now our expectations have been raised after 2019, and they should be. With Stillman and Monty and this team and winning a championship. The expectations are higher, but you know how we are in St. Louis. We want to see people, you just bust your butt. Give everything you got. And Blues fans know that, and players know that. Just give everything you got, and you'll be liked. In some cases, be loved as well. So I'm excited about it. But once again, the NHL kicking total butt when it comes to the business side of it. And if I'm missing something, jump in and tell me. But if I see a business in 3 years double its value, number one, you're heading the direction you should be. Number two, you're starting to see some of these contracts as well go higher and higher. There's value. So you're going to see some of these players get paid more and more money, as they should. I just thought it was a great story coming out on opening night for the Blues at the rink against the Wild, to see where they're going, where they're headed, and what this team is. But even though the Blues, once again, even though the Blues are up 18% from last year, which is, you'll take 18% any business up from the previous calendar year, they're still only 26th in total value among 32 teams. So it just goes to show, think about the excitement in this city and the price of tickets and the gear. And by the way, you can check out the new gear and the new logo as the season started. If you haven't done that, go check that out. Love the new images, love the logos, all of it. It just seems like everything is lining up perfectly, and the Blues are seeming to do it very, very well. Very well. And 7 games, by the way, to watch during the month of October at home. They play tonight at home, then they head to Canada for 2 games. Then they come back for 4 straight. Plenty of chances to see this version of the Blues this year. I'm certainly looking forward to it as well. So we are Art City Now. You can jump in on the chat line. Give us your comments, your thoughts, your expectations on the season. We'll get into all of that as well. Also, from a standpoint of who's your favorite Blue? Who do you want to watch this year? Anything Blues related. The stage is yours. The People's Podcast platform is yours. You let us know what you guys want to talk about when it comes to this team, what you guys are doing, what you're watching, and so forth. Appreciate you guys jumping in on the chat line right now. We say, yeah, that's great money. I agree. 100% I agree. I see it as well with you guys jumping in on the chats. We're doing the best that we can from that standpoint. Okay. Also, when it comes to money, in this segment that was a money segment. That's what the Blues are worth. How about when it comes to college football coaches? Speaking of money, this will blow your mind. The number 13 coach, or at least here's what it is when it comes to how much money's in college football. And if you ever want to wonder about if it's college football, if it's sports in general, number 16 on the list, he should give his salary back for this year. It's Penn State's coach, James Franklin, $8.5 million a year. Number 15, Matt Rule, Nebraska's coach, $8.5 million a year. How about prime time? Number 14 in Colorado, Dion's making $8.9 million. Mark Stoops at Kentucky, $9 million. Josh Heupel at Tennessee, $9 million. Look who's coming in at number 11 on the list. None other than Missouri's own Eli Drinkwitz. $9 million a year. And these are just, they're making more money than that with deals and so forth. $9 million. That'll go a long way in Columbia, Missouri. That's for sure. Well, he's got like 4 daughters. Maybe not so much. Girls are expensive. Super damn expensive. Number 10 on the list. Lane Kiffin, $9 million as well. A lot of those SEC guys right there. Number 8, Brian Kelly at LSU. Or excuse me, number 9. Although, here's what's interesting. This guy may not make the season. North Carolina is saying that Belichick isn't going anywhere, but a lot of hype about Belichick maybe being fired or maybe quitting. I don't know, but number 9, Belichick came back to North Carolina for over $10 million. Not getting their value in North Carolina, that's for sure. Not even close. That's one of the worst programs in college football right now. And I know it takes time, but once again, we see the greatness of Bill Belichick goes only as far as Tom Brady. Sorry. Deal with it if you love Bill. It's a fact. And now there is a long line of evidence proving otherwise. Number 9 on the list was Belichick at $10.1 million. Brian Kelly at LSU, number 8, $10.17 million. Alabama's Kalen DeBoer, $10.2 million at number 7. At number 6, the best younger coach in the game by far, Dan Lanning, Oregon. What he has been able to do at Oregon with a lot of money and a big NIL is great, but he's a good coach. From Missouri as well, right here from mid-Missouri. He has made something of himself, now considered to be one of the best coaches in the game, and he's being paid as one of the best coaches in the game at $10.4 million a year. Steve Sarkisian at USC, at Texas, $10.8 million. He should give his salary back this year too. Or he should donate it to charity. He and James Franklin should donate their entire salaries to charity after what the hell they put out this year. Both teams started, 1-2 this year to begin the season. Now they're not even ranked. Another guy who should give his salary back. Dabo Swinney, $11.4 million. All these coaches that can't win games anymore, making the big bucks. How about number 3, Lincoln Riley? Maybe he should give his salary back. Lincoln Riley, number 3 on the list, making $11.5 million a year at USC. Ryan Day's earning his money. Number 2, Ohio State coach of the number 1 team in the land, the Buckeyes, $12.5 million. And the number 1 highest paid coach in college football from Georgia, Kirby Smart, making $13.2 million a year. Guys, and the salaries, that just, we cut it off at 16, $8.5 million a year. College football is a big business. Even going down into schools that aren't even Power 4, it's a big business. Very big business. My position coach, right, at Mizzou, tried to get me to be a coach. He's like, you're a coach. He's like, you're a coach. You'd be a guy that'd be a coach. And I said, and want this lifestyle? Hell no. These guys work. Now, there's times where they're not, but when it's in season, it is on all the time. It's not an easy life. You can travel a lot, even worse than television. You could travel a whole lot as a college, and you're always on. You're always working, and your livelihood, your family's livelihood is determined by 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old, 22-year-old kids, unless you're at Vanderbilt and you have a 25-year-old and Diego Pavia. Sorry, my dig at Vandy. Sorry, Vandy. Because that's how college football is changing, by the way. Prep schools and JUCOs are now being, even kids that are 4.0 students, you'll see them going to JUCOs now. That's a whole nother deal. And why? Because it doesn't count against you, and it just gives you more time to get bigger, stronger, faster, because that's what has happened with the game. My son's been dealing this in the recruiting battle. Coaches from all over the country, like, we love you. You're 6'3", you're 185. You're fast, you're strong, you're a safety, that you're a hitter.
Take that year, though.
But we need your body to be more matured. Because the game is today. Like 4 years ago, you're a 4-star, but the game has changed. You go to other schools and now everybody's jumping around.
And literally, like you said, 4 years ago, because my class was the start of it. COVID changed the whole.
COVID did.
It changed the whole landscape, because a lot of the coaches and people that were talking to me and recruited me, they were like, some of them wanted me to play early, but most of them were like, yeah, we want you to take that redshirt year or just go to a prep or go JUCO. And I was like, I'm not going JUCO, because I'm like, no. But
JUCO's smart now.
Yeah, it's smart. You got to go to the right one, though, because some of them.
If it's about, here's the thing. Yeah. As long as you cannot just turn down education.
Exactly.
But at the same point in time, what are you going to do? You got to remember where you are. So I don't know. I agree with.
COVID changed everything. Yeah.
So the money's there. All of these things are just blowing my mind when it comes to how much money is actually being put out there for college coaches and so forth. And speaking of money, we'll take a big setback now, but this was the money segment that we were talking about with some of these things that are out there. How about, I thought this was really cool. These NFL referees that make terrible, I mean, some of them make good calls, but can make some really bad calls and look very disinterested at sometimes and look unassured of themselves sometimes on a football field. They can be some of the most polarizing figures in sports. I get it. It's not easy. I was an umpire for a summer and I would not want to do it again. That is for sure. Calling balls and strikes and safe or not safe in Little League baseball games was enough for me. But this is why, and I saw it yesterday watching the playoffs. I watched umpires consistently call balls, strikes that were balls, not over the plate, not on the edge of the plate, but off the plate. The old BS Atlanta Braves stuff, and I'm sorry, the whole Atlanta Braves dynasty was because of pitchers who refused to throw the ball over the plate, and umpires allowed them, so batters have to lunge out and get themselves out. I don't have any bitterness, do I? I don't have any bitterness, Rye, Greg Maddux, Tom Glavine, John Schmaltz, Avery. Umpires allowed them to pitch. Oh, because they hit their spot. They hit their spot. That's a strike. No, that's not what it says in the rule book. I'm excited about the robot balls and strikes. I am. Can't wait to try it out. We're human. We're going to make mistakes. Let's let ourselves get checked. There's no problem with being checked. Hey, you were wrong. It's all right. You're human. We're going to be wrong. We're going to make mistakes. We make a lot of mistakes in life. Learn from your mistakes and move forward. It's all good. So NFL, with their salaries, if you're ever watching, average price, and some of these guys make higher and lower for, the good ones. While the NFL does not make their numbers publicly known, which they should, the previous collective bargaining agreements indicate on average that referees make, and I think it's up from this as well, they make over $200,000 a year, about $205,000, $210,000 a year. And that was up from $149,000 from their previous contract. So I guarantee it's probably up closer to $250,000 a year. So, that CBA indicates that refs are typically given a 19-game assignment, including the preseason. It's probably up from that too, though. So, so average per game earnings, over $11,000. And I bet it's up over that now. Thoughts on that? How much NFL referees are making? And it's just during the season. Some of them have other jobs as well. So that would make sense. They can receive bonuses. How about that? Reportedly ranging from $2,500 per contest. If it's a big game, like a playoff game or a Super Bowl. And only the NFL's highest rated officials from the regular season get assigned to playoff games. So if you see refs in the playoffs, in the Super Bowl, that's because they had a good year. They graded out well. Because, they get graded just like the players do. On top of their usual game check, the head referee working the Super Bowl, the one in a white hat, he receives a bonus, or she could be, of about $50,000 for working the Super Bowl. That's a pretty nice game check. Love this money segment today. A whole lot of fun, that's for sure. So how do the NFL referees compare to other league referee sports as we begin this NHL season? Talking about the Blues, by the way, we were giving you their value earlier. Allegedly, they're all around the same. The NFL, the annual salary for NFL referees compared to those in other major sports is very similar when you consider the per game payment. That's what separates them. Football's only got 17-game season. Baseball, 162 games. Basketball, hockey, 82. So there's a whole lot more. They're compensated more per game than they are. Referees do not work full-time, as we were talking about earlier. They've experimented with transitioning to full-time referees, but they suspended that program back in 2019. But the referees, they get a 401k plan. They also get healthcare benefits, bonuses, travel. So that's not too bad. There's 121 officials employed by the NFL. 121. So if you want to be an NFL, you can look it up if you want to be an NFL referee. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. That's for sure. Just a fun segment to do. Damn, that goes by fast. We got to get out of here. We got to take a quick break. 855-282-8255. Once again, it's 855-282-8255. We are your Lou Information Station. We're live and on demand at louinfo.com. Coming back, we'll set the stage with some of those things that are happening. But I also want to get into the story. Could we see Uber helicopters around the St. Louis area anytime soon? And where you can get your Wegovy and Ozempic at local stores, grocery stores. That plus much more. We are Art City Now. Producer Rise here. I'm Vic Faust. Back with more right after. o'clock this morning. 7:05 is the time. Producer Ryan alongside. I'm Vic Faust. It is Arch City now. It is Let's Go Blues Day. Blues kick off the season tonight at Enterprise against the Wild. 6:30 the time. We are excited about it. Big time in St. Louis as we welcome the Blues back for an official season. It just feels different. It does. Not everybody gets into sports. We do. It's part of who we are in St. Louis. It's big business. We're excited about this game, this season, and what's going to happen with it. If you want to jump in and talk Blues, do so as well, as we promote and look forward to these things that are happening, with the Blues this season. 7 games in the month of October, all kinds of new excitement when it comes to concessions, a really good team that Army's put together, that Monty's going to coach, that Stillman's paying for, and of course you got the players ready to make it happen. The only other thing we need now are you, the fans, to make sure that the home environment at the Enterprise is always a tough one when it comes for opposing teams coming in. When we talk about the Blues, we brought it up a little bit earlier for just joining the show. Their value estimated right now at about $1.53 billion. It's only 26th out of 32 teams, but it's up 18% from last year. The league is up 17%. And the league literally was worth $1 billion in 2022. It's now worth $2.1 billion. Those are massive, massive numbers. When you're talking about a sport, a business, and it's a business that has increased doubled its value in 3 years. That's unprecedented. I don't know if that's ever happened before. It just shows you the solid footing that the NHL is on right now. Obviously, the TV contracts help. You're starting to see the salaries go up, and hopefully they do for the players. They do. Hopefully they do. We know what kind of workmanlike athletes, stars these guys are, and we know how much we love the Blues in this town. And, of course, I talked about it a little bit earlier as well. I don't know if you're going to find former Blues that stick around and promote this team and this town like they do. And I said their names earlier. I'll say it again, from Jamie Rivers. And I'm missing them as well. Our own Cam Jansen, the Brett Holes, the Kelly Chases, the guys that still come around. Just love it. And you'll see, other hockey stars who didn't even play rolling around town as well. I got a studio at another place, and, it's not uncommon to see Chris Chelios rolling into town as well with some of the guys. Just love it. Love their connection to the current players as well. We'd love another cup because the expectations have gone higher in 2019. That's for sure. So it's just fun. It's good to be a part of. You work your tails off in your jobs, doing whatever it is that you're doing. Parents, it's always fun just to sit back, lay back, and enjoy and support a St. Louis business and team and sport. And that, of course, is the Blues. So if you want to jump in on the Blues comments from that standpoint, you can do so as well. We'll talk about that from that standpoint. If you guys want to get involved, that's good. We're all St. Louis all the time, and stories that are national but kind of localized from the local standpoint as well. By the way, when it comes to the sports side of things, tonight you've got the NFL back in action. Jackson Dart, Cam Scatteraboo from the Giants. They're hosting the Eagles. Should be an interesting game as well. Defending Super Bowl champion Eagles, that is Philadelphia at New York, 7:15. Of course, those are the line is 7.5, and it's only a 40-point spread, 40.5 point spread in that game, which I find very interesting. A lot of people liking to see Cam Scatteraboo, and then of course Jackson Dart, the two rookies who they're pretty much looking at when it comes to saving that franchise in New York, because right now they need some help. They do. And I also find it interesting when we're talking about, the NFL Chiefs Sunday night, a lot of Chief fans in the area. They host the Lions, who many believe are the best team in the NFL right now, whether you agree or not. They're a 2.5 point favorite right now going into that game. Now, granted, it's at Arrowhead where they are really good. But at the same point in time, they haven't played that well. They're only 2-3. Lions 4-1, but they're a 2.5 point favorite for that game. How about Missouri? 2.5 point spread on that game Saturday ESPN put out their matchup predictor. They're still giving Alabama a 63.4 chance to win that game. Missouri only a 36.6% chance. But you never know. Never know what can happen. 11 a.m. kickoff. Also, a lot of people who are predicting Missouri to win that game. Missouri has the dominant run game. Alabama's got a dominant pass game. Something's got to give. Beautiful day in Columbia, Missouri. Sold out crowd. Alabama coming off two very emotional wins, first at Georgia, then at home against Vanderbilt. Missouri had a bye week. Does that play into their favor positively or not? Missouri would like to have their lineman back, Caden Green. He is a questionable for that game. And then you've got Alabama. They're pretty much healthy. They've they're all of their guys that played last week are supposed to play. So where it is, we'll see what happens. That's for sure. I've also got some high school football games going on throughout the St. Louis area tonight as well. If you want to give a shout out for your team, your school, you can do that too. We'll do that. And baseball. You got baseball playoffs continuing tonight. The Blue Jays eliminated the Yankees last night, so they're moving on to the ALCS. Dodgers had a chance to wrap up their series at home. They got walloped by the Phillies. That was surprising. Cubs stayed alive. And then tonight, you've got the Dodgers hosting the Phillies. That's the 5:00 game. Then you got the Cubs hosting the Brewers at 8:00 as well. Those could be elimination games. If the Brewers win, they win the series. If the Dodgers win, they win the series as well. And then you've got the Tigers going back to Seattle. They forced a deciding game 5 back in Seattle. Detroit going to Seattle tomorrow. So if you guys want to jump in from the sports standpoint, you can do that. Some other interesting stories that we saw that hit the area, just very fascinating, at least from our standpoint, is this deal. We're all familiar with Uber. Well, they're officially moving to the air. They've announced a partnership with an aviation company. They're literally a developer of electric air taxis. They're going to launch an aerial ride sharing service as soon as next year. And they say that once integrated, users are going to be able to book helicopter and air taxi flights directly through their Uber apps, just like you would your vehicles in some of the world's most populated cities. Interesting or not? I find it interesting. They acquired this aviation company, Joby or Joby, Joby, for $125 million. They're out of Blade Air Mobility. They operate helicopter and seaplane flights in New York and Southern Europe. So what they're talking about is Blade is currently offering quick trips between Manhattan and major airports like JFK, Newark for about $195. And you avoid all the traffic in those areas. Think it'll work? I've been in some situations where it's like, I got to get out of that traffic. There is no way in heck. So using helicopters to get to places quicker for $195. Their CEO said that the move will make city travel faster and cleaner while laying the groundwork for a future where short distance flights become as easy to book as an Uber ride. Why not? If you can do it from a technology standpoint, game on. I mean, AI is already here. That's a whole nother situation. By the way, Accenture just eliminated 11,000 jobs, or they've put the structure in favor of AI. It's happening right before our eyes, guys. The technology world is here. We got to get ready for it. You become an expert by studying something as little as 18 minutes a day. AI is one of those things that all of us should be looking at because it's taking jobs. It won't take all the jobs. We already know that, but it's taking jobs and lots of jobs. So why not use it to your advantage? Getting bored with the technology that's out there right now when it comes to some of those situations. 7:14 is the time on this Thursday morning. This is Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust, producer Ryan alongside as well. We're here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m., getting St. Louis up and at it. What a beautiful day we have in store today. It looks like the high is supposed to be 73 with sun. Tomorrow, like 76 and sun. Saturday around, still like 78, 79 and sun. Some 80s for the weekend. Just looks absolutely gorgeous. Get out and enjoy the weather if you can. If you guys have events that you want to promote, do that with us. Anything for today, before the Blues game, tomorrow, the weekend, you name it. Also, if there's charities, people you want to promote, do it. Give a shout out for a high school that's playing some football tonight. We'd love to cover it. The platform is yours. We like it when you guys jump in. And of course, we try to promote anything and everything we can when it comes to the town, when it comes to everything in the events that are happening in the city. How about this? Wegovy, that's right, Wegovy and Ozempic are now being sold, or at least the possibility is going to be sold at Sam's. Sam's is going to begin selling the weight loss medications. And they say they're going to do it at discounted prices because they can be expensive. I mean, you could be paying $340 a month, at least, at the very least, for Ozempic, maybe Wegovy as well at the same point in time. The move comes after the Sam's partnered with Novo Nordisk, the manufacturer of the popular weight loss and diabetes drug. And it comes just days after Costco announced that they would do it. So now, and you never want to do these things without obviously being taken care of by a doctor. But Costco and Sam's Club said that they're going to offer a month of medication for $499. That seems pretty expensive to me. Sam's is also offering same-day pharmacy delivery, included refrigerated, because it needs to stay refrigerated, and reconstituted medications such as insulin, GLP-1s, and the pediatric amoxicillin all across the U.S. Plus members, the highest membership tier, also receive free delivery for the service. Okay, there's a lot of things that they're putting into that, which is a lot of money. But I don't know, man. That's a lot. It seems like it could be a lot of money. But anyway, it's one of those things that's still out there. And of course, that's why we're letting people know that that's going on. These things are happening. It's just becoming more and more accessible for people all over the place. In this segment, we do a lot of the news stories. Creve Coeur, how about this? The Coyotes. Creve Coeur Police Department says they put out a resident yesterday reminding residents that a lot of coyote sightings this year, more than normal. And they're just trying to have people, be aware. Maybe even if it's not for you, but your pets and kids. They said that while the coyotes tend to avoid humans, they can be lured into neighborhoods because of easy ways to get food. And I've also been told that the coyotes kind of work in packs to get your dogs. Like they'll try to get a dog to come with them, like go out in the woods, and then the rest of the pack is there. The department said residents should remove all food sources from around their homes, make sure the trash cans are taken care of as best as possible. They also say, keeping the trash can secure and not putting it outside literally right until close pickup is the best way to do it. And obviously bring all pet food inside. They smell that stuff easy. You don't want to bring the coyotes around. Department also said bird feeders attract rodents, which often attract coyotes. One leads to the next. And then before you know it, you've got a coyote problem. So they also said that yelling, clapping, using an air horn, or spraying water can cause coyotes to have a negative association with humans and avoid areas with them. So you could do that as well. And like I said, just keep up with the pets. If pets are left unsupervised or left outside for long periods of time, specifically at night, early in the morning, those could be some issues. So that's happening over in Creve Coeur. Just need to be careful from that standpoint. If you see flags, if you notice flags lowered, half-staff, and you were wondering what that was in regards to, that's Governor Mike Kehoe ordering the flags at half-staff, honoring the life of Chief Warrant Officer Andrew Coley. He was one of the 4 officers killed in a military helicopter crash. That happened back in September. This man, Chief Warrant Officer Andrew Coley, was from Sparta, Missouri. And so the governor's office said that they wanted to make sure that his service and sacrifice to our nation will never be forgotten. So that's why those flags have been lowered to half staff in honor of his life. Here's a crazy story, guys, that happened yesterday. A 73-year-old man out at West County Mall, was hit by a car, serious injuries. Ambulance come, police come, and the driver that hit him, and I've seen some cars zip around West County Mall. I have. I mean, zip fast. Now, I don't know exactly where it happened, but I've seen it. The vehicle took off. Literally took off. You hit somebody, and then they took off. Well, fortunately, this happened at 1 p.m. during the day. So they located the victim. I told you about the serious injuries that the victim had. Man was transported to the hospital, and that's where he was being taken care of. But the pair officers were able to identify the suspected vehicle later that day. Guess where? Highway 44 out in Franklin County. Deputies, you're going to get caught. It's just a matter of time. Deputies from Franklin County Sheriff's Department tried to stop the alleged driver, but then the driver took off from them. So left the scene of the accident after hitting a 73-year-old man. Then they try to pull the driver over, refuses to. So they were forced to deploy the spike strips. They'll always end a pursuit. Trust me. Throw some spike strips out and watch what happens to the tires in the vehicle. End of story. So that driver was taken into custody. The identity was not released pending the official investigation. But at the end of the day, at least the 73-year-old man is going to be fine after getting hit by a car. We don't know the details. We don't know what happened, but the man was hit and needed medical attention and, couldn't walk away. So they had to take him to the hospital where he was taken care of. Also, when it comes to headlines, from last Friday night, we talked about this earlier in the week. Cardinal Ritter was playing a football game in Massillon, Ohio, Friday night. And at the end of the game, after losing, there was a fight. They got into an argument, whatever. Lots of fights in the game, after the game. So police came out on the field and pepper sprayed the Cardinal Ritter players back to their sideline. Parents from Cardinal Ritter and some of the players were shocked that this had happened. They were talking about lawsuits, civils, saying their civil liberties were violated. The police department in Ohio said, no, the problem was Cardinal Ritter. They were refusing to get off the field. And the video that they've shown only shows the end of what they were doing. We were justified in doing what we were doing, and we would do it again. And then they were ripping the Cardinal Ritter football base for what they did. So regardless, they had a response to Cardinal Ritter. That story was put out there in local news stations regarding where they were. The Massillon Police Department released additional footage of the incident, saying that their officers' actions followed 100% the proper use of force procedures. And they also put all of their video on their Massillon, Ohio Police Department's Facebook page. So they said, here's the video. You can look at it. This is what the Cardinal Ritter players did, and this is why we used pepper spray to get them back, because we were trying to keep peace. So it was a he said, she said. You can look at the video and then kind of go from there and make up your own decision. But it is one of those stories that we saw happening. Another sad story that happened last night. We hate to see it. We don't talk about it a lot here because we try to stay all positive, all St. Louis all the time. But, I mean, you literally had a celebration of life, a person that died to a homicide happening last night. And, oh, yeah. In the midst of all, another deadly shooting, 5900 block of Wells, located in the Hamilton Heights neighborhood. Another shooting occurs, and another person dies, and 4 others injured. 5 people, 4 people injured, and another person dead this morning because of another shooting last night. It's senseless. It's another black eye on our city. We don't need. I mean, literally, it was a balloon release going on. And then here come the shots. Trying to do something peaceful from that standpoint, and then here come the shots. So one of the victims is still in critical condition. A gun was located, and there you go. It's in St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department's hands right now to take care of that situation, unfortunately. Hey, it is Halloween season. It is also haunted house season for some. And the haunted house is that if I always go out to the Cobb factory out in Old Monroe, I know it's a drive, but it's fantastic. Love it. Great atmosphere. Love it all the way around. Well, you normally sign a waiver, but a woman in Kansas City went to a haunted house and she left with 2 broken ankles. And now she's suing the haunted house, claiming it was dangerously unsafe. Okay, I don't know how I feel about this, especially if you sign a waiver before you go in. So I have no idea. But then again, you're walking in voluntarily. The haunted house is called The Beast. And when she went a couple years ago, she claims that she followed all the instructions to perform the Beast jump. There's a jump correctly. It has visitors literally leap from a 2nd-story window onto an inflatable air pad. Now that's some haunted house. A 2nd-story window jumping down to an inflatable air pad. I've never seen anything like it. Not a good idea. She landed hard, broke both of her ankles. Now she's suing the haunted house. Something tells me a waiver was signed. It had to have been signed. No way. No way the haunted house would allow people in Kansas City to come in and not sign a waiver before they jump from a 2nd-story window onto an inflatable air pad. And who would think that's a good idea? Blake claims the Full Moon Productions knew or should have known that the attraction was dangerous because they've been sued before. So that's just it. They've got experience. They know. And you sign waivers or whatever it takes. So if you're going through haunted houses this October, just be careful. Think about it before you go in and while you're in there. She's suing for $75,000.
trend Saturday and Sunday, upper 70s to low 80s. Looks like we'll stay sunny. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton for the Blue Information Station, streaming 24/7 at Blue.
going. This is a good team, good mix of veterans, young players, really good coach, damn good goalie, great GM. Why not? Let's go. Let's find out what the Blues can get done this year and keep those expectations up from that standpoint as well. If you're watching on the chat line, you get a look at the studio. There's producer Rye. We finally get a chance to see you, my friend. We got to get your own damn camera. Matthew Rocchio was just on camera. I love it. We should have camera shots all around the damn studio all the time, just so people can see it.
The superhero Matthew Rocchio just came in and saved us.
Yeah, what did we do? We took a power hit. It's always fun.
It was like an explosion outside, and it like cut off the whole camera.
An explosion.
Yeah, and then I brought the camera back, but I didn't know that it was a different camera.
Kind of explosion. So,
I don't know. That's what Cam told me. But.
All right, there we go.
You're back.
We're back. That's right,
back,
baby.
Though, but you're back now.
Yeah, we're back. 7:49 on a Thursday morning, October 9th. Anything you guys want to promote for the weekend, let us know. I it's just such a great weekend of weather this time of year. We were talking about Mizzou and how big that's going to be this weekend for people talking about it. Illinois has another big game as well from their standpoint. What's East Side got this weekend? I know you do the broadcast with our East St. Louis Flyers.
Yes, sir. The East St. Louis Flyers take on Belleville East. They are a 4-1 team. They play them on tomorrow at 7 p.m. It's going to be a very interesting game for the East Side Flyers. I want to see who they're going to play today. Play after they're up by 40 points. So I want to see the freshmen get in the game.
When is that game?
It's tomorrow at 7 p.m.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah. And it's going to be a very interesting game. I hope that they get back. They kind of had a slow weekend, a slow week last time. They only scored 54 points.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I gotcha.
60. So, yeah. But it's going to be a really interesting game.
That is producer Rye, of course, works with the East St. Louis High School football broadcast as they're looking to win another state title this year. They have a terrific schedule as well in regards to who they play and what they're playing from that standpoint. Hey, if you guys didn't see us earlier, the other thing was, if you haven't seen it yet, Uber, as soon as 2026, is going to start offering helicopter rides in certain cities for as much as just under $200 a ride to avoid traffic. So you can jump over the traffic. Now, I don't know all the specifics of it. They said they were going to do it in very populated cities. Clearly, St. Louis would not be on the list. But do you think that would work? Do you think people would be, there's sometimes we have traffic in St. Louis. Accidents become a problem. But we don't have traffic. And when they do like best cities to live in, it's usually one of the positives. Now, you may be saying, Vic, I drive in traffic every day. You've lost your freaking mind. But compared to other bigger cities, we don't have traffic. We don't. With some of these cities. You may agree. You may disagree. But, there have been some times where if I had a chance to pay for a helicopter, I would have been in a helicopter. That's a fact. And I do know somebody that owns a helicopter. Like trying to get to the lake or trying to get to Columbia. Helicopters would be really nice. That's for sure. You got to get from the east side to the west side of St. Louis. Yeah, that would be another opportunity where I could see that happening. But if anybody's headed to the Blues tonight, be sure to check in tomorrow. Let us know how the experience was, whatever. If you had some of the concessions, we'd love to get that promoted. We'd love to let other people know what they can go check out. Things worked. Maybe things that didn't work too. Sometimes that happens. I mean, hell, I remember going to that Mizzou, Kansas game, and we had a parking pass, a paid parking pass, and it was full. The lot was full. An hour before the game, the lot was, paid pass. So those things happen where everything's going to be great. We'll sell all the passes, not thinking that it would be packed. And of course it was. So yeah, even when organizations do a good job, sometimes they don't do everything great. That's for sure. So we'll be watching the Blues tonight. So I'll be watching. Think about this. I'll be watching the Blues. You've got NFL football. There's baseball going on all at the same time tonight. 3 different things going on all at the same time, at least from a St. Louis standpoint, it affects us. Then if you've got a high school football player or cheerleader, band member, whatever, those are going on. Sorry, another reason why I do not like high school football games at that time. But when I was in high school, get this, we had to play a lot of our home games because at Althoff Catholic, we had to share a stadium with Belleville East and Belleville West. So we would play games. A lot of our games, they got priority. We would play Saturday night, 7 o'clock games or Saturday night, 6 o'clock games.
Ew.
I know. You have to sit around and wait. Tell me about it. Sit around and wait for Saturday night games.
Like, what do you mean sit around and wait? Like,
sit around all day Saturday,
like
waiting to play football.
Like, you got to show up at like
no.
Or...
I mean, you have it's like being a college football player now. It's one of the worst things to do is play Saturday night games because you practice all week. You're sitting around waiting, and you're like, especially if you're on the road.
Oh,
if you're a road person playing a Saturday night game, it sucks. That's one of the worst things that you ever want to do is go, and then you sit there and you're waiting to play a Saturday night game. It's brutal, absolutely brutal in college football, but a lot of teams do it. I mean, they have to do it, but it's just not fun when you have to be somebody that does it on the road. That's for sure. That's what we're kind of getting to. But if you guys want to check out the show, you've got us. We're here every day through 8 o'clock. Hot Take Central 2.0 with the former Blue Cam Jansen. He'll be coming up with Jim the Cat Hayes, the Cardinals broadcaster. A lot of Blues, a lot of baseball coverage there. Interviews as well, promoting tonight's game, promoting the weekend, everything else that's happening in our area. Charlie tuned in the Posse or today from 11 to 1. So you've always got a lot of action and entertainment that's going on from that standpoint as well. And to check everything out that's going with the station, you can do that at luinfo.com. Once again, it is luinfo.com. We appreciate you guys joining us as you do each and every day. Jumping in on the show, participating, being a part of what we got going on. Can't wait. Once again, you guys as Blues fans have helped make it. The team up 18%. Once again, 18% in 1 year value. Things are doing, or they're doing what they should be doing. And it's also because of you, the fans, going, supporting, jumping in, getting excited about what's out there for our city, what's out there for this team. And of course, what's happening when it comes to hockey in the NHL. Literally, that's fastest growing. You literally have doubled your league's estimated worth in 3 years. Freaking phenomenal all the way around. By the way, special credit to you, Ryan, for getting us back on the show from whatever happened outside. I don't think we missed a beat. I don't think we missed one beat when you guys were there.
Yep. Shout out Rockio.
And Rockio, of course. Hey, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow, 6 a.m., Monday through Friday, doing it again, hopefully with some good news when it comes to St. Louis. We are your Lou Information Station, always live and on demand at luinfo.com. Have a great day. Stay positive as always. We'll see you tomorrow.